Intro, we greet you with great love from the Mind Control camp in Czarvisko. We're in the final stage of this course at the moment. Yesterday we spoke a lot about winning prizes with mind control. Very many of you probably know about the book written by Helene Hadsil, You Can Win. It's my raw translation, I don't know the original title of the book. Now, we've found somebody, who is the Hungarian equivalent of this lady. His name is Csaba, and he will tell stories about what and how many prizes he's won so far, what is simply awesome. So I decided to make a short interview with him, as we yesterday discussed. Interviewer, so, my first question is how many prizes have you won till now? Csaba, C's, well actually I didn't count them, but several thousand. This topic came up when I told you, that I want to buy a car, an SUV, and you reflected you want to get one too, but only if you win one. How many prize draw are you in now with regard to win a car? C's, I play 10 games now at the same time, with each I can win an SUV. I've already played 280 times, but didn't win so far. I'm sure that at most I'll win it at the 300th attempt, or for example at the 281st, you may never know. It doesn't mean that you have to play a 1000 times. You've talked about winning wellness weekends. How many times? C's, round 30 times. It was like that I won the same wellness prize as before, so I sold it for money or swapped my prize for a cool bicycle, because I was desperate to get a bike that time. So it was a must for me to get one. The prize was a family wellness weekend for 4 persons, and because I didn't have a family, I exchanged my prize with a person. If I'm not mistaken, you've arrived to this camp on a 500 cubic centimeters engine motorcycle. How did you get that? C's, well, a company, what makes hair-caring products advertised a prize draw. To take part in it, you had to buy one of their products for 1,500 Hungarian forints, that's $5, in one defined shop. There were only 6 of these shops in the country, so I went to all of them and bought the product 6 times. In 3 weeks the company called me by phone, that I won a new scooter. The scooter was so expensive, that as I sold it, I could buy a used motorbike on the money I received for it. So now I can take someone with me on it traveling over 150 kilometers per hour speed. You mentioned, you've been in the USA. Can you tell the story please? C's, of course. I was in the USA, to be more accurate in New York City. There was a knowledge-based prize draw on Facebook. You had to answer one question weekly, and the game lasted 3 weeks. I've answered the questions and waited for the draw. After a few days I received an email, that I won a $1,000 valued airplane flight, what can be spent on certain airline flights. I wouldn't have traveled alone, because my English was deficient. So I asked my friends to fly with me helping with the translation. I requested the prize and 2 vouchers in a $500 500 value. Now, with a $500 valued voucher you can't fly to Las Vegas, to Hawaii, neither to Washington D.C. so we took the Budapest, New York flight. What was the most exciting prize that you won? C's, I was renewing my flat. And of course I looked for such primary commodities with what you can enter a prize draw or at least take a part in one. I found a certain type of ground that matched my wishes. It did not matter that the product was a bit more expensive than the others. Well, I won with it. The prize was an experience helicoptering with a famous lady over Budapest. The prize also included a special limousine carriage ride with this lady. Please show me your notes. You've written down some words. These are the prizes you won already? C's, broadly speaking back to 10 years, I tried to write down my relevant experiences regarding to winning prizes on this note. These are just a few of them. This paper is from a notebook what I won once, too. I see you've written down the words LED television for example. C's, yes. I've won a LED TV. I don't smoke, but I've heard from a prize draw, you had to cut off the trademark sign from specific trademark cigarette pockets, and had to send them back to a given address of the tobacco company in an envelope having a chance to win. One day I was riding my bike and I saw an empty tobacco pocket thrown away on the street. It was of that specific trademark. I cut off the mark sign and sent it to the given address. In weeks the tobacco company informed me, that I won a LED television, what was quite expensive that time. I was really lucky, because with no investment I won a relatively big prize, so it was a great success for me. What are these lids on the paper? C's, these are lids of soft drinks. When I buy a soft drink, I focus only on 2 things. I must like the drink and possibly man can win with it. I was collecting such lids that had possibly winning codes in them, and I also requested my friends to collect lids for me like that. You had to submit the codes to a website, and if you had a winning code, you could swap it for various experience features. I won. Altogether 500,000 Hungarian forints, 1,667 US dollars, value in coupons with those lids, so I could try bungee jumping, tandem jumping, paragliding, sailplaning, acrobatic flight, and experience helicoptering for the second time. Thus this part of my bucket list was fulfilled. Okay. Now I see the word Ford Focus on your note. What does that mean? C's. When guests come to you for a treat, you usually buy some snacks. What you offer them? As guests arrived once to me, I bought several packs of chips. Naturally with those kind of chips you could take a part in a prize draw. I sent back the packages to the given address hoping I'll win with them. One gamer could send maximum 2 packages, so with several packages I had to include my brother in the game. After 2 weeks, my brother was informed by phone that he won the first prize, what was a new Ford Focus automobile. He thought it's a joke at first, thus he dropped the line. The chips producing company called him back and told him that he'd better take it seriously and cooperate with them taking the car. So he got the Ford and he gave me the half of its price, from what I bought myself a used car. Thanks to him, I own a car now too. Have you any experience taking the lottery? C's. The company what I work for has many employees who like to take the lottery. I was thinking about establishing a Scandinavian lottery group with 7 people. I'm the leader of the group, so I generate the numbers or I ask the members to give me 10-20 numbers. After I got these numbers, I use my combination book to generate 7 from the 20 numbers via combination or variation. We've won already more times a bit of money, but we never hit the 7 numbers. We play with various numbers every month and we never play with the same like ancient lottery man do. The biggest prize my team has won was 280,000 Hungarian forints, but we had to split the prize among the 7 members. Actually we hit 6 of the 7 numbers that time. What's more, with a filled lottery ticket you can also apply for being a part of the lottery show in the television. If you have been selected for the show as audience, you'll get 30,000 Hungarian forints for it. If you're invited for taking the weekly numbers, you'll get 1 million Hungarian forints. I wasn't lucky enough to take the numbers in a TV show, but I was in the audience more times. I usually apply for being the one who takes the numbers every week. That is not bad already. C's. Yes, at least you can get 30,000 Hungarian forints for saying a good day or for just clapping your hands among the audience. How do you use mind control for winning? Do you have a specific technique or are you just focused on winning? C's. I don't have extraordinary methods. I am focusing on positive thoughts regarded to winning prizes. I'm continuously searching for lucky opportunities. I look for advertisements and speak a lot with people about this theme. At home I keep a memo board where I put remembering notes about the actual prize draws and winning opportunities, because I have to keep them in my mind. It is essential to me applying for only needed things. For what I do not have a need, I don't apply for it. So I focus on promotions and control my buying habits mindfully. Okay. I see a lot more on your sketch, festival tickets, tablet. Wait, what is this, the new owner of the Opel? Can you explain this please? C's. Oh, I simulated a scenario in my mind in advance. You know that I want to win that SUV, what we've talked about before. Now I have an Opel type car and I imagined that as I'll win the SUV I'll negotiate with the person who will buy my Opel. That's a kind of applying the law of attraction I think. So you prepare yourself to win in the future not only in the alpha state but in the beta state of your mind, too. C's. Exactly. So I will be not surprised, because I already won in my imagination, in my mind. That's cool. Super. Well we've gone out of time. Instead of a 5-minute interview at least circa 15 minutes. Tell me one more story please. What is written here? Bed, washing machine, tanking? C's. The story is the following. We were on our way to visit our grandparents. One of the 4 tires of the car broke down. We replaced it with a spare wheel. Now you may know that if a tire is not usable anymore then it is not enough to replace only one, you have to replace both per axis, that provides driving safety. I had to buy 2 tires. Of course I paid attention to any prize drew that is in relation with buying them. I applied for such a game as I bought them, and guess what? I won a 100,000 Hungarian forints valued shopping voucher. What couldn't he only used at a specific hypermarket? Because I didn't want to shop in that hypermarket I rather sold the voucher to a friend. Thus I got the money for it and I bought a bed, because that was what I needed. I got my first washing machine when I decided to take part in a prize draw what was sponsored by a washing soap producing company. I was thinking if my family, including relatives is quite big and anyone uses this product, then why not buy it in larger quantities? I bought the same products in various shops. You'll not be surprised, I won 4 washing machines at the same time. One for me, one for my brother and the other two for the relatives. As for tanking. I only refuel my car if I can apply for a prize game, haha, or at least I can collect bonus points after the tanking, that can be exchanged later for prizes. In that case you had to tank at least 25 liters of petrol to have the chance winning a new car. As I refueled I noticed that at 21 liters my tank was already full, so I took a 5-liter can from my car and tanked the rest 4 liters of petrol to it. It wouldn't make sense if I'm not applying for the game. I think I won a refueling card that time. As the proverbs say, aim at the stars, at least you'll reach the moon. That's so true. So thank you Csaba for sharing your experiences with us. I want to make another interview with you after you won your new SUV. We'll sit in the same position as now, just inside your car. What do you say? Cs, you are absolutely right. Thank you for having me. I+CS, bye, see you. Interviewer: hello everyone, we're back because we just can't stop our conversation with Csaba. We're totally excited. He has another story that I'm curious about. In the first video we talked 18 minutes long. This is the second part, let's name it Helene Hudsell Extra. Csaba, please tell us your story about your sports betting. Csaba says, on a sports betting website I found a prize draw, namely if I bet on a sport event and do a registration with that event in a betting bureau personally at a hostess, then I'll be involved in a prize draw. The prize was a tablet device. Across the country there were 15 bureaus where you could register to the draw. In the near of my home there were 3 of them in the nearest cities, Szeged, Kecskemét. I was thinking about traveling to these 3 bureaus, because they're relatively near to me, so it's maybe worth it to apply for the game. So I went to them and registered myself, what means a 3-time odds winning with the same sporting event. I was checking the draw at home, when the telephone rang. It was the bureau, you've won a tablet device, they let me know. In a short time 2 other calls arrived at my phone, with the same message. I won with every registration altogether 3 tablet devices. I made appointments to receive my prizes and done a collecting freight to receive the tablets. There wasn't any method to win, I only open-minded to increase my odds by registering at 3 places, and I expended my time on this too, because I had to registrate personally on the spot. Unbelievable. Tell me a really striking story to end this discussion, please. Cs. Chocolate paper. What? Yes please. Cs. As I paid attention in a promotion regarding to chocolates, I became a great Choco consumer. With Choco papers you could win sport garments and accessories. You had to submit codes to a website to win. And every minute the promoter made a prize draw, so you could win very fast. I sent the codes continuously to the website. I was reaching already a 20,000 Hungarian forints value prize, when I realized I'll be late for work. So I went to my workplace. When I re-arrived at home I kept on sending the codes, and parallel to that kept on winning too. I was so lucky and won so much, that I thought I'd call my employer by phone and report myself sick, because I was earning more money at home playing the game, as I did at my workplace in the same time interval. So to say, I lost more money if I was working, as if I played at home. Of course I didn't want to argue with my boss, thus I went to work. I requested my brother to play for me. We made 330,000 Hungarian forints by winning the coupons together. With the 330,000 Hungarian forints valued coupons I went to a shop to exchange them for my prizes. I was only selecting the products from the shelves, like this one please, oh and this one too. Meanwhile the seller was asking me if I really can pay for all these goods. I told him I could pay for the whole collection, but I'm not sure if they have anything I need. It was very funny. It was like that I bought socks for $10 each, but that was not a problem, I could afford it that time. That story really hit me. I can say only that we'll continue with this topic in the future. Probably we'll make a 3rd, 4th and 5th episode. So folks, meditate, practice mind control and win a lot. Create your own reality. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Cs. Goodbye.